From weathered back roads to the blazing edge of faith, this is where grit meets grace. Welcome to the place where truth ain't tame and stories burn brighter than the flame. This is the Gunpowder, Propane and Jesus podcast. Real talk, real calling, no polish, just purpose. Let's light it up.
We're missing Bruce today. Bruce Kernigan. Kernigan? He passed away.
Wow.
No, he did not.
Say
No.
that.
No, he's working. Jeez.
Oh, okay. So he's okay.
He's fine.
I swear you told me he got hit by a special needs bus or something.
I think you did.
Oh, yeah.
So I think you were definitely dropped as a child.
We got old Donnie May. He's this dude.
Donnie is a specimen of what a man should be.
When I look at him, I don't know what I'm thinking, but it ain't right.
Pull your microphone up to you, Donnie.
Daggum, Donnie.
Daggum flipping.
You know, you can't have brains and looks. You know, you either get one or the other.
Lord help me.
But we got old Donnie May. Donnie, why don't you introduce yourself? That's enough. Thank you. Yeah.
A lot of love in this room.
Get it a little bit closer to that fat mouth.
Y'all might fight in a minute, John. You better watch out.
Yeah.
Donnie does get a little.
Not a lot of love in this room.
Donnie, so how old are you?
49.
Donnie looks like he's like 35. He does not have city miles like Aaron. He's a good looking fella.
Don't ask me how old I feel.
What's your handicap? Autistic?
I'm thinking it's being on this podcast.
You might have made a mistake.
I trusted Aaron.
You're like a pro golfer, right?
No,
Come on now.
not at all.
What's your favorite golf club to play at?
Favorite to play at? I say Sage.
Sage Valley?
Donnie's a member there, if y'all don't know.
Ooh, free golf for us?
Yeah. Show up tomorrow and we'll meet and go in together.
I got some new Daisy Duke jean shorts. I will be there. I can't wait.
Oh,
We got a special guest today. We got Stetson, Ronaldo, Ahmed, Yolanda Stafford. He goes by Stetson Ray Stafford. He is a evangelist. Says here you're a barbarian.
Barber, stupid.
What? Hang on, a barbarian. How do you murder people in an arena and then minister to them? That's tricky. But you're a barber.
I do have a barber license. Yep.
Okay, well that's not as cool as a barbarian. So we picked the wrong guest. You are an avid outdoorsman, professional outdoorsman. Is that correct?
I don't know if I would necessarily call it a professional.
I mean,
but
Stetson's professional.
I do spend a lot of time in the woods.
Don't you have a sponsorship with Masio?
I do. Yeah, I've been on their team for 2 years now, and I've been with Drake Waterfowl for going on 5 years.
I've been eating Bojangles for years. I don't have a sponsorship.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's ridiculous.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, he does. He does. So you are you're married.
I am married.
How long y'all been married for?
Bethany and I have been married for 5 years now.
Beautiful.
Yep. We've got a 3-year-old little boy named Hudson.
I've seen that kid. He is the ugliest kid I have ever seen.
He takes after his mama. So
that is hurtful. No, he is the cutest little kid. Like he should be the Gerber baby. Like,
yeah,
why aren't you making money off of him?
I'm not 100% sure that he's mine. I'm not sure where the blonde hair comes from because I definitely don't have blonde hair.
Bethany.
And my wife's hair is jet black, so we're not really sure. Bethany swears up and down that from the time she was a little girl, she prayed for a blonde-haired, curly-headed baby, and sure enough, he's blonde and curly-headed. But I question if he's mine or not.
mysterious ways.
Yeah, that's in mysterious ways we were talking about.
What's the UPS guy look like?
Well, see, we have like 3 different ones. So it's a toss-up right now.
Are you looking for specimens?
Yeah, it's a toss-up right now.
Ooh, baby, they got some hair under that
I
piece of
really
tape.
examine every time they come by the house.
So, how long you been in the ministry? Where'd you go to school?
I have not went to any kind of seminary school or Bible school. I announced my call to preach when I was 20.
Okay.
So right at 10 years that I've been preaching.
Nice.
Yep.
So you don't need to go to a Bible school necessarily to.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I do think that there are a lot of great benefits to going to a Bible college.
Yeah.
And there's probably some aspects that I would love to, I guess, kind of sharpen my knowledge on some things, especially when it comes to like pastoral ministry and stuff like that. But some of the greatest men of God that I know never darkened the doors of a Bible college or anything like that.
Yeah.
There's a need for it, absolutely, and I thank God for it. But I do not believe that it is a requirement or a need to preach. But it definitely does have its benefits. And one of these days, I will probably take some classes and set in some, different classes for stuff. But I just kind of hit the ground running. When I announced my call to preach, the phone started ringing, and
nice.
we just kind of went from there.
So where'd you grow up at? Where were you born?
I'm originally from the mountains of North Carolina.
Okay, what part?
Right outside of Boone. If I was to tell y'all the name of the town or where I'm from, nobody's really going to know. Grandfather Mountain is kind of the biggest landmark around where we're at. So I'm about 20 minutes from there. My mom and dad, my little brother, they all still live up there. My whole family's still living there. So we spend a lot of time up there, and I enjoy being down here, but I do miss home a lot, just different, very different. I'm not used to the heat still down here. I don't know that I'll ever get used to it.
I'm going to Bryson City on the 4th, man. I can't wait. I'm going to be in my tent. I'm going to bring a fan just because I like being cold, man. Yeah. I can't wait. It's beautiful up there.
Yeah, it's just a different world up there, man.
Yeah. Wish Aaron would actually be on the podcast right now and not focus on phone calls. We know you're doing $1 million deals, but when a guy has $50 million in the bank, you don't have to be doing it so much.
Well, first of all, if I had $50 million in the bank, we wouldn't be sitting in this death trap.
That's true.
I mean, I just thought you'd be cheap.
No, like if the Lord gives it, I'm going to give it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you are going to give it.
Giving is one of my
gifts,
ministry gifts.
I got my whole family to do a personality test about the different animals like golden retriever, otter, the beaver, and the lion. I'm a golden retriever, hardcore. My girls are lions. They're on the complete opposite spectrum.
They run your house.
They're scary, man. When they come in the door, I just don't speak. They're scary. Girls are terrible, man. You got any sisters, Stetson?
No, I got one little brother.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's my best friend. We're really close in age.
Yeah.
So one little brother, I probably would have never made it with a sister.
Yeah. You've been murdering dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I take it pretty serious with, like Mallory. I dread the day that she tries
wild.
to. Yeah, I dread the day she tries to bring somebody home. But
she got baptized last Sunday, didn't she?
A couple Sundays ago.
Yeah.
I had the privilege of baptizing her.
Yeah, I saw that. That was beautiful, man.
Yep.
She's fun.
She's a lot of fun.
Like to laugh and cut. That girl has like the personality of a dude.
She does. Yep.
She I come downstairs one night from the cabin and she's down there doing a line dance and cutting up. Like whatever the boys were doing, that's what she was doing. When they were throwing people in the pool, she was right there.
Yeah, she's got a great personality. And God's really, really done a work in her over the last couple months.
Yeah.
What kind of hurting you going to put on a boy if they ever hurt her? Break her heart or anything?
You'll probably have to dig 6 feet to find them.
Oh yeah.
It's going to take him on a hunting trip.
Yeah, we're gonna go have a talk.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't seeing this, but I saw the fire in Stetson's eyes. Like they glowed red. It was pretty scary.
They glowed.
They gloated. Did you graduate high school?
I did graduate high school.
Nice.
I did graduate high school.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Avery High School.
Okay.
It's the only high school in our county.
Yeah.
I went to college for a little while. My dad owns a big construction company, and so my original plan was just to work with him and take his business over one day. And if you work for family, you know that's easier said than done. And my dad and I, we have a really close relationship, and we would come home and we couldn't leave work at work. We had to bring it home, and it just became a little too toxic. And so I told him one day, I said, "Look, I love you, but for the sake of our relationship, I am not going to continue doing this." So my cousin was getting ready to open up a barbershop, and he had been cutting hair for about 15 years. And he was like, man, why don't you think about going and getting your barber license? And I thought, there's no way that I will do this for a living. I didn't think there was any money to be made in or anything like that, but he finally talked me into it. And so I went, and I guess the first week that I was actually in his shop working and seeing how much money you could make, I thought, bro, game changer.
Yeah.
If I can make this kind of money, be my own boss, have the liberty to still be able to go preach when I'm booked or whatever.
Work
it was
in
just
the
kind
AC.
of yeah inside all the time. It was kind of just a the perfect storm with everything. It all happened kind of at the same time, as far as me announcing my call to preach and this. So it was God working things out, where I had a job to come home to if I wasn't preaching somewhere. Or COVID was a big deal for any evangelist or preacher at all, really. And so, I had the barbershop to kind of fall back on and to still be able to make money and provide for, Bethany and Hudson. So it was a win-win, and I'll always have it, but the Lord's he's opened a lot of doors for us to preach. And so that's where my heart's at.
Yeah.
That's my first priority, is my ministry and my ministry to my family, and the barbershop will kind of always be there. I've got some guys that work for me, and eventually I would like to, let it go completely and just kind of hold a license instead of owning that business. But yeah, it's been good.
And it's a Deep South Co.
Barbershop.
Barbecue. Yep. I'm hungry.
we will eat some barbecue there from time to time. But I'll leave the cooking to Aaron and my daddy, or my father-in-law.
How dare he show up with grits? I'm still pissed.
Hey, his were gone before yours.
No, they weren't.
I'm just
mine
teasing.
were gone. We dumped it in my pot.
I'm just teasing.
I'm about to flip
Timmy's
this
got a
table.
secret recipe for his grits.
I didn't even taste them. I was so angry.
It's the same thing you do.
Angry.
Yeah, it's the
It's the
exact same thing you do.
Just butter and cream. Yeah.
You're not supposed to tell it, John.
Yeah, it was a secret
Lord, help
recipe
me.
up until
Now
20
nobody's going to
seconds
eat
ago.
grits because they're making them at
4
home.
tablespoons of Celtic sea salt, Celtic sea salt, fresh cracked black pepper, 17 sticks of butter. That's the best
It's
way
not
to do
fresh.
it.
He brought it in a Tupperware jar.
Yeah, I scooped it out of my. You shut up.
He made
man.
it 3 days ago and
Yeah.
just put it in the microwave.
Let the flies have
Those are
some
leftovers.
bites. So the barber shop, and then tell us about your outdoorsman stuff. Like, what got you started? I mean, being in the country.
No, man, I grew up. Everybody in my family hunts. As far as the men goes, my mom's dad, my grandpa was a huge influence, and my great grandpa. My brother and I were privileged enough to, grow up with a great grandpa, and he was an avid outdoorsman. He big into turkey hunting and deer hunting, and so we spent a lot of time hanging out with them and hunting with them. My dad, he's a big hunter as well. Dad likes the more fast-paced, style of hunting. So he wants to run dogs, whether that's bear, deer, whatever. He didn't really care a whole lot about the still hunting. He would take us, and he would endure it for the sake of my brother and I. But I just kind of grew up in it, and it's always been my passion and always been kind of my hobbies. And we in 2019, I guess, when I moved down here, I'd always been really big into hats. I love hats, and you got all these companies that were making, different hats and stuff like that. And so I thought, how hard could it be? So I sat down and created a logo and kind of come up with a name, and I started just making some hats and selling them locally, and was selling them, back up around where we were at. And then it kind of just grew from there. My brother was working at a bank at the time, and he was like, man, why don't, I want to open up a store, and I want to open up a guide business. Fly fishing for trout is really big where I'm from.
Yeah.
And Grayson has always had a huge passion for fishing, and become really big into fly fishing at an early age. So we kind of just took the brand that I started and created and just put it into an actual storefront, a business. And so now we've got a fully operational storefront there in North Carolina, and we guide out of it and stuff like that. So it's It's been great.
And it's deep South.
It is deep South.
Is he bringing everything this year to the
We
outdoor?
are setting the banquet or the booth back up. We are talking about going on the road this year and doing some of the bigger shows like the Dixie Deer Classic and,
That's awesome.
and maybe doing some of the NWTF stuff.
If y'all need volunteers, I'll go.
Well,
for a free
yeah, for
hotel room.
sure.
I've got a bikini I could wear.
We'll probably leave you at the house. I've got, I don't know, close to 100, 150 hats that should be done next week. Grayson's got a bunch of, we just kind of mesh all of our merchandise together. Now Grayson has his, fishing logo, and then I've got all the hunting logos and stuff. So we just kind of meshed it all together and just kind of became business partners. And so far it's been really good. There's a ceiling that we've kind of hit right now that we're trying to, bust through and get around and kind of take stuff to the next level. But as anybody knows, owning a business, you got to have money to make money. And so we're slowly just kind of piecing the stuff together. And
what do you think is that thing that takes y'all to that next level, that makes you maybe not nationwide, but
marketing is a big thing.
Southeast wide.
Marketing is a huge thing for us. Grayson and I, neither one have pushed it maybe like it should be pushed. But we both stay so busy that it's kind of hard, and neither one of us are really tech savvy when it comes to, social media and stuff like that. I've had to learn and adapt through the years being with Mossy Oak and being with Drake Waterfowl and stuff like that. We've had to, I've had to kind of learn to be a more of a presence on the social media side of stuff and film and different things. So I think that avenue is probably our best route right now, is to either find somebody who can help elevate the marketing aspect of it. I would love to open up a second store down here like that. That would be incredible. Because aside from Casey over here at Evans, you don't really have a whole lot of.
Well, this is on commercial, this building.
Well,
There's a beautiful half burnt down building. You could probably.
It wouldn't take much.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't. The initial investment would be pretty hefty.
Yeah.
To put the merchandise and stuff in there that you need, but after that, I don't think it would take a whole lot. Because Casey and them, they're booming. I wouldn't want to put it anywhere over here. I don't want to compete. But like you've got Aiken and North Augusta, places like that where they have nowhere to go. You have to come over here or Columbia.
Well, this is a thought right
Casey?
here.
Casey Crowley.
That owns Culpeper Outdoors up here at
okay.
the Ace Hardware store.
Gotcha.
So here's the thought. Instead of trying to go big and get your own building, like I know that, Kenneth's mom, Sweetwater, why don't you maybe rent a little spot or say, hey, what would you charge me to throw my stuff in here and we can push
So
it?
we have
Because
thought about
two
that.
things.
Yeah.
That'll help you because people are coming in there every day, and that'll help her bring additional people in there that make it.
We have thought about putting, and Casey and I have talked a bunch about putting stuff over here.
Yeah.
The biggest thing right now is trying to find the quality of products that we want to put out.
Yeah.
Because you have all these different companies who will, brand your stuff and put your merchandise out there, but I don't want to sell cheap stuff. I want high quality stuff. And Grace and I are talking about, sitting down with somebody who will create our own, style of merchandise. And I would love to, branch out and grab the camo line and start putting, I'm a Mossy Oak guy through and through. So I would love to, which is not a hard thing to do, to become a partner with Mossy Oak, to use their camouflage patterns to, use in a store. But you'll make a lot more money if you create your own product instead of buying somebody else's product, putting your brand on it, and then trying to sell it.
Yeah.
So that's a huge, thing that we're looking into. Same with the hats. If you buy your own machines, you're going to come out a lot better off than having somebody else make them for you to turn around and sell.
My buddy, he'll be at the outdoor extravaganza, Travis, Pine Empire. He's got a really good t-shirt guy, and they use those, I think it's Hanes Comfort colors, man.
Comfort colors or something like that.
To me, the Comfort colors are the best t-shirts you can have. They're
the most durable for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't get them in in circus tent sizes for us big fellas, but you know, you skinny guys.
Maybe that's something we'll look into.
Hey man, I'd appreciate it.
We'll find
Sasquatch XL.
We'll find some bed sheets and then comfort colors. And start making some bigger T-shirts.
Corner of the market.
Yeah.
So I'm going trout fishing for the first time next week. You got any pro tips for me?
Yeah. Don't get frustrated.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get aggravated when it's hard to figure it out for the first day or two. Are you fly fishing or are you just
Fly fishing? Yeah, I got.
It takes a little while. It's very technical.
Yeah.
Fly fishing is a very technical sport.
I'm going with Evan Chapman. He'll be up there, so he's.
You definitely ain't gonna catch nothing.
I'm not.
No.
Caught some baby ones last year.
Yeah,
but
no, you're definitely not gonna do.
here's
much
what I
good.
don't understand. Someone told me to get felt bottom boots.
Yeah, you'll want some felt.
I got
bottom
some
boots.
felt bottom waders,
That's
like
fine.
hip waders.
That's fine.
They don't sell circus tent
Yeah.
hip waders for fat guys either. So
Well, we can find you some. We can.
you won't paint them on me?
No. We've got a couple of brands at the shop that make bigger size waders. So
I saw some frog. I got frog
togs.
togs.
Yeah,
Frog
we
togs.
use
Those are the
frog
ones I
togs.
got.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
they're great.
yeah. I hope they work well.
Yeah,
But
what's the over and under how many times Evan calls me while you guys are there?
I don't.
At
Does he
least
call
3
you a lot?
times a day.
Oh, bro.
He calls you a lot, huh?
Oh yeah.
Dude, my daughter was in Helen just a couple days ago, and she was, they're right there on the whatever the river or whatnot, and they were throwing bread out, and about 100 trout, and they were big trout. Like I was like, good Lord, and they're like, the lady's like, the lady told them they can't fish. I'm like, man, I would have tried anything.
Yeah, you got private property owners that own property that butts up to rivers all over.
Yeah.
And usually they can be kind of hard to deal
But
with.
I thought like lakes and streams are considered like free area, like free roam.
So there's different laws and rules for different states.
Gotcha.
A lot of states, if you're in the river, there's not a whole lot that can be said unless they own both sides of it.
Yeah.
If you're floating, they definitely can't say nothing because you're not technically standing on the property. So that's why a lot of guys will float,
Jordan
Way
getting
to
a
go,
phone
Jordan.
call. Just that's
Some of
and
us
I'm
have to
just gonna stop the recording. We're done. You're done, Jordan. Is that Haley? You tell her you're busy. You know what? Put it on speakerphone. We won't talk to them.
That'll be our first phone guest.
Yeah.
Do we have a way, like, for somebody to call in?
Yeah, I could hook this into my phone. We could do call in.
Lord, we've already seen how well that worked.
You shut your daggum mouth. I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna just play some soundboards. Let's see. Oh no! That's a good one. What movie's that off of? Planet of the Apes. Y'all are stupid.
I don't know. I'm not a movie guru, man.
What? You don't have any favorite movies?
Yeah, Top Gun.
Yes.
What did you see the new one?
Oh, absolutely.
Man,
I
it was
probably watched
beautiful.
that movie 100 times.
Did
since
you
it
see
came
the
out.
new Mission Impossible? I think we talked about that. Did you go see that?
No, I didn't go see it, but I have seen that it's out.
Don't waste your time on Superman. It was such a bummer. They made it for autistic ADHD kids. It's terrible. It's worth than like
We're
a
gonna get canceled
Fortnite
so quick.
opening.
Canceled.
Donnie
Quick.
Mae over here just looking at me, just shrugging in disappointment.
Ain't even put out the first episode yet, and we're already canceled.
Well, these are going
Thanks,
to
John.
launch on the 15th, so shut your mouth, Jordan.
So
Well,
did you go see the new Mission Impossible? Is it
I
even out yet?
did.
Is it?
Yeah, it came out like
Donnie,
7 months
talking
ago.
to your
Donnie.
mic.
I mean, he did okay. Talk for me, Donnie.
You did go see it?
Do it again.
I said you did go see it.
Let me get you high.
I can hear him better now.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, it was probably the best one. And they tied the first Mission Impossible into the last one like so perfectly.
I can't imagine a new Frank Drebin. Wasn't that the cop's name?
Oh, for Naked Gun.
Oh no, yeah, that's right.
What the heck? Donnie.
No, that one's coming out too. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that one's
that's the
going
one I was
with
thinking
old
of.
Liam Neeson.
That's the one I
think
was
it's gonna be
thinking
fun.
of, yeah.
He's a very funny actor too. It's crazy to see him do what he does. But we're trying some new stuff. I stayed up late last night working on format. We're gonna try some rapid fire questions. Old Stetson, the first question is gonna test. I thought those were what are those things called? I thought those were what's Jordan smoke on all the time?
Vape.
Yeah, I thought those were bait for a minute, but those are bird calls.
Yeah. So when you text me last night, I didn't realize that I had some of our duck calls already out. We're getting close to duck season, so my wife, it doesn't matter. In the spring, we've got turkey calls going on in the house. In the fall, we got duck calls and goose calls and all that going on in the house. So.
And you make your little boy carve every one of those. Is that true?
Yeah,
He
don't get to come out of his room until he does at least 5 a day.
Five a day, okay. That's kind of low output.
Rent's high, buddy. Don't come out yet. Keep
He's
going.
got tiny hands. He should be able to do it quicker.
We got to put out at least 5 a day before he can leave his room.
So we're gonna go through some rapid fire questions with you. You got about 30 seconds. So the first one, we're gonna need you to do a bird call. Okay, so you just get one ready. And we want to hear the mating call of the fluffy back tit babble.
You see, I don't have that one with me.
I mean, do it as best you can. You can use your mouth, but that is a legitimate bird, the fluffy back tit babbler.
Yeah.
So what would you say it sounds like?
Come here, titty. Come here, titty.
I don't know. I'm more interested to hear you show me.
You want to see my tit babblers?
He should have the answer if he's asking the question. Right? Yeah.
Well, these are your questions.
You give me
the answer log's not on the back.
Yeah. You give me the example and then I'll mimic it.
Oh, that's a hard one. Let me see here. Babble, babble, babble. So I think that's pretty close. Can you mimic it with your?
Yeah, I don't have that one in my repertoire.
Okay.
No.
Let's hear one. Let's see what you get. I mean, that's what Aaron sounds like when he just farts. So I don't even think that's a real bird. Aaron's pretty tight.
Jeez.
I'm just glad Bruce ain't here going, we're going off the rails, CXX here. I hate Bruce Kernigan. I'm so glad he's gone.
Wow.
We love you,
I'm
Bruce.
not even going to send
John
flowers
doesn't
to
speak
his
for all of
funeral.
us.
God, please forgive us.
Stetson, you make those?
I've made some turkey calls throughout the years, but as far as the duck calls and stuff, no, I don't.
Oh, I was gonna say,
It takes a lot. I mean, I know a lot of guys
that.
that do, and I have tried, but I quit trying with those. I'll make some mouth calls. They're pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
For turkeys and stuff. But as far as the duck calls and stuff, when you go to spinning acrylic and wood and stuff like that, them guys are pretty talented.
Oh yeah.
And those little things right there, those are turkey calls?
Yeah, these are all turkey calls.
Can we hear one?
Bust one off.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Stetson's been promising me for like 4 years he's gonna take me turkey hunting. And
Well, Adam Sellers owes you a turkey hunt
Yeah,
too,
they sure
man.
do.
Listen, I told you every day this year, call me. And how many times did you call me?
Never.
that's my fault.
Well,
He is terrible at calling people unless you need something.
That's
What a
not
jerk.
true.
No, I'm just joking.
I spend pretty much the entire spring traveling and turkey hunting somewhere. And so I will tell people all the time, give me a call if you really want to go. We will go. I don't know what work is
Yeah.
in the spring.
You got to go pretty far out to get a turkey, right?
No,
Yeah.
we South Carolina has a great turkey population.
Yeah.
They've changed the seasons around a little bit and changed some of the rules around. So the numbers, the harvest numbers were a little down this year, but South Carolina's great. Georgia's great.
Yeah.
They always say if you can kill a turkey in the South, you can kill a turkey anywhere. And I believe it.
But
Hey.
that goes for deer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to hunt down here.
I seen a monster buck this morning leaving my yard. You know, when you come down my main driveway and you hang that right, there's that wooded area right there. He come out of there. I was like, oh my Lord. I had to go put the batteries in my cameras.
You know, last week's podcast with Adam Sellers, you know, Adam really ticked me off. I held resentment in my heart because I asked him one time to take me stand hunting or deer hunting. And he looked at me and was like, I don't think there's a stand that'll support you. Adam's real dry. Well, I'm a golden retriever at heart, and that hurt me bad.
Turkey hunting is for you.
It hurt me deep. Do they make tree stands to hold a 400-pound man?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, see, I
they
love
make
you.
box blinds too.
That'd be your best bet.
You know what? I don't want to hear that crap because he said we could probably go ground blinded.
Dude, that's
Dude,
what
listen, we've got some box blinds on the farm.
Yeah,
I'll take that over a tree stand.
I
any
know,
day.
that's
I
right.
can put my 3-year-old little boy in it,
yeah.
and he can be as loud as he wants and
Yeah.
move around, and they wouldn't have a clue we were there.
Really? Okay. Well, I might have to try some box blinding.
You
That
can be in
sounds-
there calling your fluffy back tit babbler and they
You
never
can.
hear you.
Yeah.
Aaron, you got a question? Rapid fire. Do it quick. Let's do these fast.
Have you ever been shaving someone and been tempted to accidentally slice their jugular?
Absolutely. At least once a
Why?
week.
Why?
Well, a lot of people are just
They're stupid.
They're just people.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean, they're just people. And
Ad-
it doesn't
Ad-
take much to make me mad or aggravated. And so I've
Adam
been
told
tempted.
us last week that if we think somebody's stupid or they make us mad, then it's an internal problem with us. And I said, no, they're just idiots.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
I
some
don't think
people
Adam
are.
said anything like that. You don't disrespect Adam
I
Seller.
love Adam. But he told me if somebody cut me off and I called him stupid, that it was an internal problem. Yeah, they made me mad because they're idiots.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, dealing with the public in general can be aggravating a lot of times and hard. But I have learned through the years of dealing with the public, whether it be in ministry or whether it be, at the barbershop, generally, most of the people are good people. They're just going through a bad day. They're having a bad day. And so I try to be a little bit more understanding, because you never know what somebody's going through or what they're dealing with. But there are some people out there that just wake up every morning and their mission is to just be miserable.
Yeah.
And to be, be hateful. And so the guys like that, yeah, that straight razor gets pretty close to their jugular.
If they're reoccurring customers, name them now and they're gone.
Usually once or twice, and they don't come back.
Yeah. Are you pretty tough on them?
Dude,
You're
I will tell somebody not to come back pretty quick.
really?
I would a whole lot rather, you not come back than to put me or, anybody in my shop through, that kind of miserable situation. I don't need the money bad enough to deal with that, and that's just dealing with the public.
I hate seeing people treat like servers and stuff. I just hate seeing them treat people like crap.
Yeah, I can't
Like
stand
these
it.
people are busting their butt. They don't make crap in the restaurant unless it's tips.
Yep.
I'm just like, man, it hurts, man. It sucks, but
Yeah, being in that business, I've always, ever since I started, tipping somebody is big for me.
yeah.
Because I know what it's like to live off tips and that be a part of there. So
Aaron loves tips.
yeah.
Okay, Jordan, go right ahead.
All right, it says here, what's the best lure to use to catch a bony-eared ass fish?
Man, John, I want to know where you come up with these.
I just Googled.
So that is a real fish.
Yes,
That is
it
a real
We have
fish.
We
established
even
that.
have the
Scientific name there.
the Acanthanus armatus.
Yeah, it's a type of eel, so I would say anything that
Yeah.
It says-
any kind of meat.
Says here it's in tropical oceans, depths to 1,100 to 4,400 meters.
That's not that far.
I,
So,
I
I
would
mean-
say any kind of probably any kind of cut bait,
Yeah.
type of fish.
They'll eat anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
if they have a name like that, they'll eat anything.
I'm ready for this next question.
Okay, we're going to let Donnie Mae go with this. Rest in peace, Bruce Kernigan, but we had to replace you today, so
Yeah, I mean, the day Bruce is out, I get stuck with this question.
this is a great one.
So, Stetson, if you're in the woods and a Sasquatch jumps out of the bushes holding a jar of Vaseline, what do you do?
Did he?
Do you do you say, "Hey, Mr. Sasquatch, Vaseline kills fleas"? Do you help him out? Do you run or take a selfie?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna tell him that this ain't that kind of hunting trip. Yeah, I'm not the guy for you, bro.
There's a big guy over there with a circus tent on and a box wagon. Go see that guy.
Come see
Have you
him.
met my friend John?
He's about 2 miles that way. He'll take real good care of you.
Describe the process of giving someone a business mullet.
What is a business mullet, first of all?
Business in the front, man. Party in the back.
Yeah,
you don't know?
you just, you got your standard business style of haircuts.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's a comb over, somebody that kind of slicks it back. So you roll with that as your base and leave that hair long in the back.
Have you seen business mullets?
Oh, absolutely. If I'm in the shop, I will have at least 2 or 3 come in a day. The mullet is alive and well.
Making a comeback.
Oh, man.
Do you think when you're like 50 years old, 60 years old, and you're like running your business and evangelism, you think you'll have a business mullet? You think you could rock that?
Oh, I
behind
rocked
the
it last year.
pulpit?
I rocked the
Really?
mullet for a little while last year, yeah.
Man.
I'm to the point now, bro, where like if you cancel me, if my hair is why you're canceling me, we don't need to be friends
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
I got no place for that.
Okay, this is a serious question. I asked Evan Chapman. I didn't ask Adam, not Evan Chapman, Evan Schofield, but when you're taking a pee, what's your preference? Do you A, Winnie the Pooh it, that's shirt down to your waist, pants all the way down to your ankles? I'm telling you, it's a great strategy when you have a bunch of people in the restroom and you
that's
can
my
get some
favorite.
stalls closer to you. Are you a zipper snake guy? You just kind of, zip and sip, or you just release the Kraken? What's your favorite piece out? You don't have to answer.
I just released the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
boy.
just
Yeah.
released the Kraken.
That whole shrimp Kraken, they're pretty cool. Okay.
Bethany, I hope you never listen to this podcast.
Actually going to email it to her at work, thelearningcenter.org.
Oh,
That's your question, Donnie Mae. Rest in peace, Bruce Carnigan.
Oh, yeah. So, Stetson, so why are you scared of clowns?
I really want to know who you asked to find out that I was scared of clowns.
I just put it on there. Are you really
Dude,
scared?
I hate them. yeah.
Same here. I'm out on the clown.
No, sir. Get away from me.
They are a little freaky.
I watched that movie It and had nightmares for a year. I did.
Oh, man. Jordan, that's you.
All right,
brother.
if you could go back in time for 13 minutes, what would you change?
You mean like 13 minutes today or
Yeah.
just in life?
Getting on this
Anywhere.
Yeah,
podcast.
I probably deny getting on this podcast.
No, John, we will not do your podcast.
You'll show up the day we install this equipment and steal it all.
Yeah.
We'll put an end to that.
I'd go back in time and just pray that the good Lord never brings this idea to the mind of John Allen.
Yeah. Well, this was Aaron's idea, and it's been going pretty good, except he don't do nothing but show up and look ugly and stupid.
Hey, man, my wife loves me
Yeah.
with my ugly face.
No, you're handsome. I'm just
She
joking.
really don't love me. I'm just kidding, Angie. I love you.
So you just wouldn't do this podcast? There's no historical event you would change or anything like that? That's
In
kind
the
of
last 13 minutes?
yeah. You got
don't know,
13
man.
minutes to
What
do
would you
anything.
change, John, if you could
Oh,
go back
he
13?
has 13
I mean,
minutes.
there are things
He has 13
through
minutes.
life that I think anybody would go back and change. But I see what God has done, even through the mistakes and the mess ups and the hardships. And so would I really change it? I don't know. There are things that I wish I would have never done or, something like that. But I don't know, man. I kind of think that God just kind of, even in our mess ups and in our, bad days, God has a way of doing things that we would have never been able to see or experience if we wouldn't have went through some of those things.
So you wouldn't even take the option. You don't need it.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's
And
a hard
only
one.
13 minutes.
Yeah, if you only got 13 minutes to do it, that's like I said. I mean, I'm sure there's things if we sat here that I would go back and either not do or do. But as far as change, I don't know.
I
It
think
kind of
I'd-
makes you who you are.
I think I'd go get that $2 billion winning lottery ticket from like 2 years ago. Donnie, go ahead. Ask that question, brother.
So, what is your dream vehicle if money is no object?
I'm a truck guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I had to pick, the truck I have now is, F-150 is my go-to. But if a dream vehicle, money was no object, it would probably be, a fully loaded, jacked up F-250.
That'll preach.
Yeah.
You can go buy that now. I don't want to hear it.
I mean,
All that barbershop
it's
money.
just I love having a nice vehicle. I mean, don't get me wrong. But as many miles as we put on vehicles and stuff, I don't keep them very long. So it's never been something I was like, you know, I want
Your
this truck.
father-in-law will ride them trucks to the rims.
Till the rims fall off.
Yeah, the one that he had before he bought this one, he would still be driving it if we wouldn't have just pushed him to go buy it.
He had that brown Chevrolet
Yeah.
forever.
Yep.
We used to chase that thing up the hill at football and basketball
Oh, my
practice.
Lord.
He'd
I
be sitting
hated
in there.
that.
It's not hot. Well, of course it's not. You're in the AC.
Aaron, go ahead.
What is your favorite quote you like to use?
My favorite quote that I like to use. My daddy always said, "Rub some dirt on it,"
Yeah.
Yep.
and that's with a million different things in life. And so I'll tell Hudson all the time, like, rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
You know, so probably that. My dad was tough.
Yeah.
My dad was tough.
Did you feel the love, though?
Oh, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
No.
No,
I was
not at the
I thought you
time.
were about to say, absolutely. He loved me so much. He told me every day.
Nah,
You're
yeah,
like, no,
I
not
did.
at all.
I did. But looking back on it now, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But he was tough.
You are a go-getter.
He was a tough guy.
Well, that was our rapid fire round. We got an interesting new section we're going to try out. Jordan's interesting fact of the day. Jordan, you stayed up real late researching this. And when you told me about it, I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, what? Teddy Roosevelt? Go ahead with
it
that.
says here the Bull Moose movement on October 14th,
That's
1912.
moment.
He can't even read. That's
What it
That's that Harlem education.
Can you say
moment,
the top line? The
Okay,
top
gotcha.
line underline.
Teddy Roosevelt gave a 90-minute speech after being shot in the chest.
What?
How does that go?
Wow, that is
Yeah.
crazy.
So on October 14th, 1912, Teddy Roosevelt was campaigning in Milwaukee as the Progressive Party's presidential candidate, nicknamed the Bull Moose Party. Just before his speech, a man named John Schrank shot him in the chest. The bullet pierced a steel eyeglass case and a folded 50-page speech in his coat, slowing it down enough to make it, or to prevent it being fatal.
Bro had a 50-page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah, no joke.
You probably found out he had a 50-page speech and he was trying to take him out.
God bless it.
we understand the reasoning for being shot now.
90 minutes. We can't even like pay attention to Facebook for 60 seconds. Like,
I don't know. I sit on the toilet and watch it longer than that. So
oh, nice.
not 90 minutes, more than 60 seconds. I wouldn't be able to walk if I sat on the toilet for 90 minutes.
You sitting on the tanker, just hiding from Angie. Oh man, go ahead, Jordan. Finish that up.
Continue.
Yeah, man, this is pretty interesting. It is an interesting.
You did a lot of
fact.
work for
Says
this.
he's a,
Yeah, we don't want to take away from your hard work.
Yeah.
said he was a seasoned hunter and a soldier, so he checked for blood in his mouth to see if his lungs were hit. When he saw none, he told his team, "You get me to that speech." And he walked down to the auditorium, opened with, "Friends, I ask you to be as quiet as possible. I don't know whether you fully understand that I've been shot, but it takes more than that to kill a bull moose."
Whoa.
Yeah. Then he headed up with his blood-stained manuscript and a bullet hole through it and spoke for 90 minutes, despite weakened breath and visible pain. His aides begged him to stop, and he just glared at them and kept going. Later, the doctors found a bullet lodged near his fourth rib, decided it was safer to leave it in there than remove it. He carried it with him the rest of his life. His shooter, Schrank, claimed that he was acting on a dream from the ghost of President McKinley and was later institutionalized.
First of all,
So I got a little fun fact about old Teddy Roosevelt.
yeah.
When we went to D.C. 2 weeks ago.
Wait, you went to D.C. 2 weeks ago?
So there's a
Were you at the Smithsonian? Smithsonian?
Smithsonian. Yeah. But no, there's a restaurant up there called the Old Ebbitt Grill. Well, they have several of Teddy Roosevelt's mountings from where, like, he's got a walrus he killed. I mean, a huge thing. And he's got it mounted and they got it in there. And then they got a bunch of his old shotguns in there and his hunting rifles on display. They're actually his. Yeah. So when they did the original restaurant, when they did the original restaurant, they put all that stuff on display in like the 1800s. And then when they moved it, they just took the entire bar that was in that and moved it to this new building. It was pretty neat. Pretty cool to see.
Teddy was a big hunter.
Yeah. He was a bad A.
He was a cool dude.
What was his motto? Anyone remember from history class? Speak softly and carry a big stick, I think that was it, right, Jordan?
I'm gonna look it up.
Donnie Mae, you were there at that speech. What was it like?
I don't know. Jordan did all the research.
No, you were at
speak
Teddy
softly
Roosevelt's
and
speech.
carry
weren't
a
you?
big
I'm not that
stick.
old.
Is that what it was?
Yep. Speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far.
Yep. I kind of want to hit Aaron in the face right now because he ain't paying attention. He's on a daggum phone.
Well, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just joking.
What do I need to do?
When you run a Fortune 500 company, it requires a lot of you.
Man, I wish I had that money.
We've had some fun. We're going to get deep right now. We're going to talk about the Lord. Go
I
ahead,
don't know
Aaron.
if you can get real deep, John.
That's what I thought we were here for.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they told me this was a Christian podcast.
That's what I thought.
I mean,
He didn't say tit. Some fish with a bad name in it.
hey, that ass fish is mentioned in the Bible at least 3 times. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know about all
I
that.
think that was a donkey.
Oh, donkey. Okay.
And if Adam was here, he'd tell you that you couldn't ride on a donkey either.
You stop talking bad about our guests. They won't return.
I love Adam. Wasn't talking bad about him. I was making fun of you.
I don't know. Oh, because I'm so fat. That's really nice. That is
That
really
one
nice.
went way over top of John's head. Right
Man,
there.
I need some
You got
coffee or
a
something.
noise for that because it just went. Shoo.
Let me see here.
He's still stuck in the ground blind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
Here we go.
Stetson, you're an evangelist. At what age did you know God called you to be an evangelist or a preacher or whatever that calling was?
I really kind of began to run from it when I was probably 19 years old.
Yeah.
I grew up in church my whole life. My mama played the piano. My daddy was a Sunday school teacher. And so, I did what so many do, especially being raised in a very strict Christian home. And I kind of rebelled for a little while when I, got into high school and then when I graduated. But it wasn't long, and God kind of began to work on my heart, and we were traveling a lot, going to different meetings and stuff like that. And I remember when it became real, all I wanted to do was to listen to somebody preach or to be in church somewhere. I mean, I couldn't get enough of it. That was all I wanted was, if there was a meeting within 3 hours, we were going. And I knew for about a year that was what God was calling me to do. But, I wanted a billboard on the side of the road that just plainly told me, and then one Sunday we were in church back home, and God just began to move, and my family and we were singing that song, I Just Wanted You to Know. And man, I just fell on the altar, and the next thing I know, I was just laying it all out there. And I got up, and the pastor of our church at that time, he looked at me and he said, "Did you just finally surrender?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I knew it. Everybody in the church knew it." He said, "I'm just glad you finally knew it." And I'd been asking, for a long time to sit down and talk with some of these guys. And he finally told me, he said, "I knew what you were wanting to ask me." And he said, "I didn't want to have this conversation because if I could have said anything to persuade you into it or out of it," he said, "it wouldn't have been right."
Yeah.
And he said, I purposely avoided you because I wanted you to get that assurance and that answer directly from God.
Yeah.
And so I announced my call to preach. It would have been in April of 2015, 2016, something like that.
Cool deal.
So,
all right. So when I first met Stetson, I guess it was 2020, right after COVID.
yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah, me and Angie just got back in church, and we went up to the young adults. Well, we tried a couple other little classes out, but we didn't find a fit. So we called CT, and we knew Brother Timmy was up there, which is Stetson's father-in-law. And CT said, "Yeah, y'all go up there." And I was scared because if you know Timmy and how he used to be, he was pretty brash back in the day and pretty blunt and
Pretty strict.
yeah. And I said, well, look, man, I said, you need to call him before I just go up there. And from the moment I walked in, Brother Timmy just took us in, just completely different person than what I knew as a teenager. And the Lord has obviously worked on him and worked through him in a lot of ways. But in with that, I got to meet Stetson. And like I told him when he did our Bible study here, I was like, when I first met him, I didn't really care for him that much. But he had a bunch of walls built up. He was real quiet. He was real to himself, kind of standoffish. And playing sports, we all get a little competitive. And I think some of the things in what he was doing was because of the hurt he had received. I didn't know that he was in a place in his life where he was rebuilding and growing and breaking down walls. And tell us, you don't have to go into full detail about what hurt you went through, but describe to us a little bit about it. And just give us give the people listening an idea of all the pain you went through and what God has brought you from. Because I think that, to me, that's going to be that's the most impactful thing that I've seen that has helped your testimony and helped you build your ministry is what God brought you from to where you are now.
Yeah. And I don't care to share the full, story, but I will be honest. I had a lot of scars. And so opening up to new people, especially I just wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't long after I'd announced my call to preach, I was preaching, a lot. And the pastor of the church that we were at, called me in his office one day. It was in the fall, and he began to sit down and started asking me questions that, probably never should have been asked. But I never lied. I told him the truth. You just kind of some of the things that I did, when I was in high school and stuff like that. Well, I left that Tuesday evening and went home and kind of told Dad. And then the next thing I know, man, there were rumors and stories going around that were so far from the truth that, it was unbelievable. It was absolutely mind-blowing, some of the things that were being said and some of the stuff that was going around. And living in a small town, everybody knows your business anyways.
Yeah.
It's not like you can hide from it or, get away from it. And so it happened so fast that there was no getting in front of it. And nobody cared to hear my side or even, try to search for what was true and what wasn't. They took what he was saying and what was being said as the truth. And so the pastor at the time, he had, and I'm not going to mention any names or nothing like that, but there was a lot of guile coming out of his mouth. There was a lot of lies that were coming out. I was told that all the deacons of the church at the time were on board with everything. And we had some family members that were, that was a deacon. And so, my dad asked, he said, what in the world is going on? Well, they didn't know nothing about it. The deacons weren't made aware. The church had gave me a Bible when I'd announced my call to preach and had it engraved on the front, my name and stuff. Well, he took that away from me.
He made gifted Bible.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he made me sit there in front of him and his wife and sign a letter of resignation of my membership from the church at the time. I was told that I could attend church on Sunday mornings, but I could not participate in anything, couldn't sing in the choir, couldn't do anything like that. Well, it wasn't long after that we started hearing some stories of some other people in the church that had kind of went through something similar, and that we were probably running close to 350 on Sunday, close to 300 on Sunday mornings, and within a few months there was like 25 people in that church.
That's crazy.
So I was hurting for a long time. I would, there were days where I wouldn't get out of the bed. I never battled depression, never battled anxiety until this. My mom will be the first to tell you that I could have made friends with a tree before I went through all this. I didn't know a stranger. I was always kind of just the outgoing guy and wanted to be friends with everybody, wanted to be that guy that, you could call on if you were ever in trouble or anything like that. But I was so hurt. And I mean, that for all practical, I was crucified.
Yeah.
I mean, I was, and friends, family members, pastors of other churches that I had, grew up around and looked up to, they just completely cut me off. Some of my best friends in this whole world to this day will not talk to me. And I went through a year of just no sleep, no eating. I didn't want to get out of the bed. My mama would rush home from work, and she was scared to death of what she was going to find when she got home. Thoughts that I, had never had in my life were going through my mind. I was laying in bed one night and watching a preacher that I grew up listening to, and he called me out publicly from the pulpit and started saying all of those things that were going around that wasn't true. And I mean, just hurt beyond anything that I could have ever imagined. And so for a year, I was numb.
Yeah.
Didn't want nothing to do with anybody. And a church that I had preached at a couple of times in Charlotte, and I'll never forget, the pastor called me and he was checking in on me and kind of seeing how I was doing. And he said, well, look, he said, you're coming to my church next Sunday. And he said, you're going to preach. I mean, it had been a while since I'd preached. And he said, I'm not taking no for an answer. He said, I want you to come down here and I want you to preach. And man, I don't know, how to explain what I was going through or feeling or nothing. And God began to take some men and really kind of just pour into me for a while. And I'll never forget, I was laying in bed. I've known CT for a while, and, Jared and some of those guys, and they were, checking in and encouraging me. And Becky's dad actually was giving his a testimony one night about when Becky was going through her depression and everything. And he gave that Bible verse, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. And I thought, man, how in the world am I supposed to be thankful in what I'm going through right now?
Yeah.
And then God began to work on me. And, you've got a family, you've been saved, you've got your health. And so I began in the darkest time of my life understanding that even in this season, I had things that I could be thankful for.
Yeah.
And guys like Leonard Fletcher and some of those men of God from up there where I'm from begin to love on me, begin to pour into me. And God started healing me to a certain extent, but I was still just cut off from everybody else. And like Aaron said, I mean, and there's a lot of guys around here that will say that. I was very just distant, standoffish even.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart to know that that's how I was perceived, because never in a million years would I want somebody to think that about me. But I was hurt.
Yeah.
I was, and I'm not gonna hide it. I know that how I was not how I'm supposed to act.
Yeah.
And people would say, you're a preacher, you're not supposed to be, this way and this and that and the other. But I was hurt, and I've still got scars.
We're all human.
We are, and I understand that, but it was a long journey.
Yeah. And to have like your pastor do that.
Yeah. I mean, it was, and this was somebody that I looked up to. I mean, probably, and to this day, I will tell you right now, he is one of the greatest preachers that I have ever sat under in my entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this man.
Yeah.
How
long were you under his tutelage?
He was the pastor there at that church for about 5 years before all this happened. But I mean, just a great man of God for years.
Has there been any reconciliation in that, or
he has not spoken a word to me other than maybe hey since then. And I learned, you know, the Bible tells us, for if we forgive men their trespasses, our Heavenly Father will forgive us. If we forgive not men their trespasses, neither will our Heavenly Father forgive us.
Yeah.
And I learned that before I could ever be forgiven for anything, I had to learn to forgive others.
Yeah.
And so I forgave him a long time ago and would tell him right now that I forgave him a long time ago. But as far as there being any reconciliation or mending, I tried to reach out, you know, early on and just was ghosted and no response. And to this day, a lot of people that were in that church at that time still won't hardly look at me. And I had to get away from Avery County. There was a weight that sat on me for years living up there. I felt like I couldn't go out to eat without, you know, somebody looking at me. And what hurt the most was that I couldn't get in front of it and tell people none of this is true.
Yeah.
You know, like these are lies, and and now granted, I'm not perfect. I've made plenty of mistakes, but the lies that were going around were just so far out there.
What gets me about it is as a pastor, you would think that he would understand that people have a past. He's got a past.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all got, God knows that if everybody knew my past, they wouldn't let me do anything at church. They wouldn't even let me come in the door, you know, but thankful that the Lord washed all that away. You know?
Yeah. And what crushes me the most now is that it affected my family so much. And my entire family went to that church. I mean, aunts, uncles, you know, grandma, everybody was at that church. And there are still some to this day that have not healed from that. And that's probably what hurts the most. I mean, I seen how it affected my mom and my dad and my little brother, but you know, my cousins and my aunts, how it affected them. I mean, there's a lot that has not been restored and a lot of healing that's still not, you know, fully taking place. But God really kind of shifted everything for me about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was asked to come back and preach at that church. Now, that pastor is long gone. He's been gone for a long time. But a guy that I grew up with.
What did you say?
I said, rest in peace.
He ain't dead.
Oh, okay.
He's not dead. But a guy that I grew up with.
I meant Bruce Connigan, rest in peace.
He took that church as he became the pastor there about a year before that. And I had been preaching on when Joshua walked around the walls of Jericho for, you know, a couple months.
I've heard that message. That's a good one.
Well, so, you know, I go into talking about how what would have happened had Joshua give up on day 6. And I preached that message that day at that church where all of this took place. And, you know, the Bible tells us that on day 7, they walked around 7 times and began to shout and the walls fell.
Yep.
Well, Joshua and them started praising God before God ever made the walls fall. Well, when I preached that message, it was 7 years, almost to the month and to the day. We were 4 days shy of it being 7 years exactly to the day when all of that really kind of started happening.
Yeah.
And that to me was kind of the shift. You know, my walls had finally come down. It kind of brought everything full circle. And I mean, I you know, I've been preaching a lot since all this had happened, but that was kind of I guess
that was that little God wink.
It was, yeah. Absolutely. And I think that was when the healing began to be more prominent in my life. And when I kind of started understanding, okay, you can open up again. You can let people in. Up until then, I hadn't really shared, you know, what all we had went through with anybody outside of the people that knew. And so it has given me some great friends, like Seth and Aaron and you guys. I mean, it's just, you know, you look back on it and think, man, I wish this would have happened sooner. But God, I mean, through it all, God has been faithful.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll never thank you will never be enough.
Yeah.
But there has been a big change.
Yeah. I can definitely see it in your life. I mean, I see the interaction in the family time that you have, and then you've got such a big encouragement over several of these young boys that follow you around preaching, and you know, it's not just the the boys that like to hunt. Like I see Shamar going with you and stuff like that. And God's using you.
Yeah.
Now you've been one of the biggest encouragements to me since I started this. I get a text message every couple of days like, man, God's working, you know. Hey man, I can't wait to be there Friday, or who's preaching or who's doing this. And, you know, I'm glad that God allowed me to be a part of that when you first came here. And he let me learn a lesson that, hey, just because he's a little standoffish don't mean that he's not worth it. He's going through something, you know. And that's where I've grew, where I try my best to, like you said earlier, you never know what somebody's going through, and you truly don't. Like I had no clue any of that when he first come here. I just thought he was a young guy that thought he was better than everybody else and was going to stand off and not be a friend. But man, I sure am thankful that God didn't allow that to drive a wedge between us.
Yeah.
You know, my stupidness, you know.
I'll say when you first got here, you know, everybody was like, well, Stetson's cool. You know, he's a hunting guy, all that stuff. I remember the first time I met you, man, I was like, this dude is a jerk. Like, I was like, no, I could, you know, serious. I was,
I
man.
understand. I get it wholeheartedly.
And I mean, there's such a huge shift and change in you, man. It's been.
He's lying. He told me yesterday he didn't want some
that does not surprise me at all. Come from John.
That picture you took of me that first podcast with old Schofield, you're like, how did I work the buttons on my Temu board here? I was like, this jerk, man. I think I fell in love with you that day, man. That was awesome. But no, the shift has just been crazy. You know, what is Psalm 139? You know, I make my bed in the mountains, you're there, and I make my bed in Sheol, hell, you're there. You know, almost like you went through a Job moment. You know, was Job the guy that guy was like, do whatever, do?
Yeah. You know. Job gave the Lord gave the devil a lot of freedom to attack Job.
Killed his family and all that crazy stuff, man.
My prayer though is that, number one, I don't ever want to look at somebody, no matter how bad their situation is, and not see God's grace and mercy in my life and extend a friendly hand to them because of what I went through.
Yeah.
And the reason I have such a heart to take some of these young boys with me when we're preaching somewhere close that I can take them is because for years I didn't have a single person to pour into me, or, you know, I didn't grow up with a Doc Brown that was taking me everywhere and teaching me how to be a preacher and how to be a, you know, godly father and godly husband outside of my own dad.
Yeah.
That was really the only, you know, kind of influence and example I had. And I'm the first generation preacher in my bloodline as far back as I can trace.
Yeah.
So I never had somebody that kind of poured into me and helped me as far as that goes until, you know, later on in life when guys like Leonard Fletcher and John McKinney and, you know, Tommy Carver and some of those great men of God from up there in the mountains, you know, really kind of took me under their wing. And even to this day, you know, they are still some of the greatest blessings that God has ever put in my life, because I don't think I would be where I am today without their help. But as far as just having a pastor to pour into me one-on-one and, you know, help me in the ministry, I never had that.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why I have such a burden to take some of them with me and to help kind of, you know, push them and show them that we have a ton of fun working for God.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do anything else in this world than what I'm doing right now. It is the joy of my life to serve him, and I get to do it with my friends and my family. You know, with what's taking place here, I look back now and think, man, how good has God been to us, Aaron, and you know, where he's brought us from and the things that he's kind of opened, the doors that he's opened, and the restoration that's kind of took place. So I do, you know, Ephesians 5:20, I talked about 1 Thessalonians 5:18, where it says, in everything give thanks. Ephesians 5:20 says, giving thanks always for all things.
Yeah.
Well, I'm standing on this side of the storm now, looking back at it, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing. You know, and I can honestly sit here today and tell you that I am thankful that I had to go through what I went through, because I am today what I am because of what I went through by the grace of God. So
you got a large platform now to where God brought you through that and put you where you are now because of what you went through and how you steered back towards Him. But now He's giving you a platform through Mossy Oak.
Yeah.
Is it dead end game calls?
Yeah.
I mean, you do all kind of stuff in the hunting world that everybody in this room knows. There's a lot of hunters that don't know anything about God. They just love the outdoors, and they get out there and they bring their kids. And if you're out there witnessing, man, imagine what impact you could have.
Oh, absolutely. That's I have my love and my passion of preaching, and then you've got your love and your passion for the outdoors, and God has opened the doors for those to intertwine with each other, and for me to be able to preach and share the gospel, you know, in a setting that I normally probably wouldn't have been able to do so in. So it's been really cool.
Yeah.
The doors, God's opened the doors to the outdoors. Yeah, that's your new motto.
Somebody get this man's mic.
What's your son's name again?
Hudson.
Hudson.
Yep.
So Hickory, I saw him on the stage singing with you. Hudson? Hickory.
Hudson. Yeah.
Hudson.
I literally
Hudson.
just told you his name was Hudson,
I
and you called him
remember
Hickory.
Hickory. I'm thinking of that bacon we had earlier. Is there any bacon left?
I don't know.
I didn't get much. But he's a handsome little fella. You had him singing on.
Oh, bro.
Does he sing good?
That kid loves to sing.
Yeah.
He loves to do anything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
He wants to preach when I'm preaching. He wants to sing on stage. But I could not have, you know, picked a better wife for myself than what God gave me. And no doubt she, you know, is the greatest influence in Hudson's life right now, as far as, you know, she's with him all the time.
Yeah. Well, Bethany's always had a passion for kids, man.
That's her ministry. That's her calling.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, since, I mean, when I was growing up in high school, she was tiny. She loved being with little kids, taking care of them. So she's a sweetheart, man. You got a great lady.
She's a gem, man.
Shout out to Bethany.
Yeah.
Learning Center at Victory Baptist Church, Christian School, whatever.
Put that little plug in.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the outdoor extravaganza coming up in 3 weeks now?
Yeah. So this will be our third year.
Yeah.
I brought the idea to Timmy when I first moved down here. And CT had just taken the church, and you know, the timing wasn't really great, but it's always been a burden and a passion of mine to kind of bring those two aspects of my life together. And I've been to a lot of wild game dinners, you know, sportsman's banquets and stuff like that at churches. And I thought, man, this would be a great place to have one.
Yeah.
And it just kind of never happened. Well, then, you know, CT and Timmy started talking to me about it. And CT was like, yeah, I got this idea. I want to do a sportsman's banquet. And everybody was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like,
I came up
you
with
know,
13
I
weeks
tried
ago.
to do that 2 years ago. No, but it's honestly, it is the biggest event we do at the church right now. I mean, it is, the first year we had this kind of vision and prayer that, you know, the Lord would send us at least 400 or 500 guys. And, you know, Aaron was with us that first go round, and by that week of the event, we were sitting at like 450. And I thought, bro, there's no way we're going to get over 500. Well, by Friday night, we had over 1,000. And then on the day of, we had well over 1,000. And it's exceeded our expectations.
I think the first year ended up being like 12 or 1,300.
Yeah,
people.
we were right at it. And so we're trying every year to go bigger. Which is hard to do when you set the standards so high for year one.
Yeah.
But we are. And right now, registration is well over what it was this time last year. So, you know, we have had to set a cutoff because we've run out of space. And we're trying to bring different guys in every year to be a part of it, to help and kind of get some guys who aren't necessarily involved with a lot or plugged in. We're trying to bring some new guys in and let them kind of get plugged in. And especially if they have any kind of passion for anything outdoors. It's a good opportunity for people who don't normally serve to get to serve.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. There's a lot of chicken that has to be cooked.
There's a lot of chicken that has to be cooked.
Man, that whole gator
Oh yeah,
that
that
y'all
thing was
grilled,
gone in like 10
Man.
minutes.
we're gonna have more than one this year. I never got the first bite of it last year, which
Me
I don't
neither.
get to eat a whole lot the day of. But
Well, didn't they chop it up and put it in the rice or something?
no,
No.
so the chicken bog.
That's my favorite right there.
So
What's a chicken bog?
well, so it is a Low Country, South Carolina staple dish.
Okay. I've never
And,
heard of this.
Yeah,
and-
no, most people
I mean, I
have
grew up in Charleston, Alabama.
Most people. Oh,
amazing.
it's like we're talking Myrtle Beach, Conway, Ainer area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Georgetown.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that. Gotcha.
yeah. This is
Never
where
heard.
the chicken bog, or some people call it chicken perlo. This is where that was created. And when I moved here, I thought everybody knew what it was. Well, not many people, if anybody at all, knew what it was. And so I made it a couple times. I mean, it's
the first
simple.
time I had it was when we went and did the big
Down
quail
there in
hunt.
David's, yeah.
Man,
Yeah, it's something you can make a big pot of that feeds a lot of people, and it's quick, easy. But basically all it is if you've ever ate chicken and rice, it's a very dry version of that with
Oh,
a lot
gotcha.
of seasonings and different. Some people put catfish, some people will put deer meat, different kinds of stuff.
So that was
duck.
a rice dish
Yeah.
last year.
Yep.
Man, that was delicious.
Oh, we'll have it again this year.
I'm gonna make it this. I'm gonna make some and bring it like Brother Timmy brought his grits. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be like,
Well,
"I
listen,
brought
I'm going to
chicken
tell
bog,
you right
Brother
now,
Timmy."
if it's soupy at all, I'm throwing it out.
You don't have no-
Don't bring something
no
called a
soupy
chicken bog and it be soupy.
But I understand it's called a chicken bog. A bog is like a wetland kind of feature. That makes no sense, right?
Well, it's got a moist texture flavor to
He said
it, but
moist.
He said moist. I need that. Giggity. Oh wait, I got a giggity. Hang
But
on.
like a real
Buzzword.
chicken and rice is real soupy, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's it's a big time. I mean, I know the last 2 years we've given away 20 something guns.
Yeah. We I want to say we were close to right at 21 the last time I counted of what all we have, which we've still got a lot of stuff to get.
And there's a bunch of things. I mean, it's not just guns. I mean,
Yeah,
who doesn't
golf
love guns? But there's
packages
golf
and
packages,
different stuff. I mean, there's
Kayaks,
grills, cooking
grills,
stuff. Yeah, we've got
safes.
literally anything that involves the outdoors. We've probably got it to give
And
away.
there is stuff for
Lawnmowers.
kids.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of stuff
Look,
for kids.
I
too.
just want y'all to have a bigger raffle basket because last year them tickets didn't move.
Well,
And
so we
look,
got
and-
smaller
and-
tickets.
Hold on.
okay, I got you.
I got to make a rule, and CT's going to kill me for this, but Siler cannot pull tickets
Yeah,
this year.
I agree.
Siler
I agree.
stinks. We're
Yeah.
sorry, we love you, CT, but your son has
love you,
weird
Siler.
choices.
Well, and that's the
But
thing.
he never
like-
chooses my number.
we have all this format
person.
stuff, and the day of it just gets tossed out the window.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're just going 100
yeah,
miles.
it's a great time. I mean, it is my favorite thing that we do at the church, especially.
It's fun. It's
it
a
is
long
a lot
day.
of fun. We'll
They
have a
put
lot
in
of
a lot of
vendors
work.
there that selling stuff.
My buddy Pine Empire, shout out
Yeah.
Travis Duncan. He's got some new stuff coming.
Yeah.
Dude, he sent me pictures. It's going to be, I'll show you some pictures, but you
Yeah.
can't tell none. But
I'm probably
Oh, you're
leaking.
going to show me them pictures. You force me to tell you who's preaching every week. You're going to show me.
I don't force you. You should just let me know so I can set them up as guests on our podcast, you jerk.
I can set that up. I can just say, hey, special guest.
You can't even barely be here on time.
I was here on time.
For the
No.
listeners out there, if you aren't married, this is exactly what marriage is like.
Yeah.
Well, I did save Aaron
Good example.
at the
John saved my
camp of the
life.
Gathering, the church of the camp of the Gathering.
We're not going to say no names on here, but there was several teenage boys running around naked. And
They-
when I walked in the
and
room as
they
a
were-
sixth grader, I was
They, hang
like,
on, they were leadership's
I'm
children.
sleeping with that guy because he's got all his clothes on.
Yeah.
He's the only one I'm not worried about.
Funny thing is that Sasquatch Vaseline story really did happen. Aaron don't remember it.
Lord help me.
He's put it in
It
his
wasn't
past.
made up. It was a real life
Yeah.
event.
That was a real scenario.
You know, the Bible has parables and true life stories. This wasn't a parable. This was a true life story.
Oh my Lord.
Oh,
So what's your
man.
most memorable sermon? Like not your own. What's the one, or whether it's the one that made you go, hey, I'm called to preach, or if it's just one that stands out. I know Schofield told us about a preacher taking this big old yarn, like ball of yarn, stretching it from the front to the back. And he said he had everybody put their finger on it. He's like, this is that's your lifespan and what God has.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, daggum, that's amazing. What's the one that pops out?
I've got a few, to be honest with you. Probably my favorite that I've ever heard anybody preach was Leonard Fletcher preaching a message he calls like a bug on a windshield.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even going to attempt to explain it to you. Just go listen to it. You can find it on YouTube and stuff like that.
This is a podcast. We're here to talk. You got to explain it a little bit.
It's basically talking about how, when you're driving down the road and a bug gets stuck on your windshield, it can't go nowhere. It has no option but to end up wherever you're headed. And how we as Christians should be like a bug on a windshield when it comes to the direction God has for us to go and not try. I mean, I'm not even coming close to doing his message justice, but it's incredible. And he is the type of guy, he's very topical, but he can take anything and just blow your mind with the Bible.
Yeah.
And he is one of my favorite preachers to this day. He preaches a message called Getting Plugged In, where he literally will take a extension cord and I mean he's good. Man, he's good.
He applies it.
He does well. Very well. And then Jonathan McNeese, he is one of
Shout out Jonathan.
Yeah,
you come to our Bible
we
study.
love you,
Our
Jonathan.
podcast.
He's one of my heroes.
Yeah.
He's a guy that I look up to a lot. And Jonathan's got some messages out there that'll, just change your life.
Yeah. When I look at Jonathan, if he weren't a preacher, he'd be like living in a trailer behind a junkyard. I swear.
Driving the coolest cars.
Yeah.
Probably
Old trucks, and he'd have an old dog, man.
One thing I love about Jonathan, and one thing that I've really tried to grab a hold of over the last couple of years, and I got to see it a lot with Doc Brown before he passed when I first got here. They just didn't care what anybody thought about them.
Oh Lord.
And the older I get and the longer that I'm in ministry, and I just want to be genuine and just be me and not care what other people think. I'm not trying to fit in, And so that's one thing I love about Jonathan is he's just genuine. He's real. And I'll take guys that are real over, guys with charisma or guys, with a deep vocabulary. I'll take real any day of the week.
Yeah.
How do you deal with like these independent Pharisees that sit in their platforms and talk bad about?
I can tell you how I'd like to deal with them
about teen conferences and stuff like that.
I think most of them are jealous.
Yeah,
I think most of them. There's a lot of anger.
You know what rhymes with jealous? Jezebel.
My thing is like I got no place for it.
Yeah,
I got no room for it. And if you can't take a Bible and show me why you're arguing what you're arguing, it's nothing more than your opinion.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. They get on there and they rant their opinions off.
And most of the Bible that they're using is so out of context that it just makes them look dumber than what they really are.
I tell you, the one that got me is when they started dogging Kenny about not using the KJV. I just heard that man quote a whole chapter out of the KJV.
Without ever looking down.
Yeah, without even looking at the Bible.
Yeah,
you tell me that man doesn't know the Bible and doesn't use the Bible?
There's always been division in the church. Nothing like what there is right now. And you've got guys who are on one extreme, and then you've got guys who are on the other extreme. I don't care, what your opinions are. The final authority is the Word of God.
Yeah,
that's right.
And if it's in there, or if it's not in there, as long as you stick with the book, I'm for you.
Well,
but some of these guys are, they're taking stuff out of context, and they're taking bits and pieces of verses, and it don't make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't understand why we have a lost and dying world, and these guys are worried about tearing each other down.
Yep.
I don't get
There's
it.
nothing that makes me understand anything about what they're doing when I stand in a room of 7,000 kids and young adults that are getting saved and worshiping the Lord. Why would you tear that down?
Yeah.
I mean, it don't matter what song you sing. There wasn't anything preached other than the KJV. You know, there's different churches there that do different things differently, but you know what? The one goal was to see kids saved and get them closer to Jesus. And that's all that was done.
Yep.
And I got to stand there and I watched that, and it just blew my mind. I said, Lord, how can these men, why are they doing this? And then it's just the devil.
That's
I mean,
right.
you know, the Lord's moving. It says in the end times he'll pour his spirit out on the earth. And, you know, if the Lord's working, then the devil's trying to work. Thankfully, he can't work as hard as the Lord. But, you know, it's sad that we as Christians know that and still tear each other down.
Yeah.
But Stetson, I know you're a big, important man, and you got your big, fancy tea time here in a few minutes. So
Where are you playing at today?
The river.
Man, I used to work there. I was a cart boy.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. When they first opened, they were in a trailer. The clubhouse was a trailer, man.
Yep.
Old what's the head guy out there? Oh man.
Chris is the guy that
Chris
owns the burger.
Verdery.
Yeah.
Yep. We call him Robot Verdery. He had no emotion, man.
They still don't.
Yeah. He's like Brr. Give us a oh yeah, go ahead.
You go ahead.
You do it. You better at it. I've been talking the whole time.
No, I think we both had. Donnie hadn't said nothing.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a word in with you two.
You want to say something?
What do you
You
want
got
to
a
say?
question?
No, I don't have a question. No,
Donnie, what kind of business you in?
F&I
F&I.
consulting, yes.
Donnie is the
Auto
man.
industry.
Oh, nice. What's your business called?
It's Rural Financial right now.
Rural.
Rural, RUHLE.
Don't use big words like that around John.
Yeah, I'll try to print off a picture for you.
Rural Financial.
Make sure it's got color on it for you.
Yeah.
But what we like to do is we like to have our special guest give a 30-second ending word of
You
encouragement.
can take longer than that.
I mean, you can take as long as you want, but
Yeah, man.
you know, we know you're important and you got times.
I do know that if you give us a blessing, the Lord will bless you on the golf course.
That's right.
Well, it's going to take a lot of talking for that.
How much time you got?
I don't think we have enough time in the day for that kind of help. My biggest thing right now is the most important thing for me. Number one is my ministry to my family, and I don't ever want to neglect that over the other things that's going on in my life. But there's a huge emphasis right now in my life on my Bible reading and my Bible studying, not just for a message but personal, you know, just everyday study, and my prayer life. But it doesn't matter what you're going through, and it doesn't matter what is going on in your life, whatever the situation or the circumstance. There are always things as a child of God that we can be thankful for. And I try to take every day and look at the good things, no matter how bad it is. Because at the end of the day, on our best of days, God's been good.
Yeah.
And on our absolute worst of days, God's been good.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You're going to shoot a handicap of 2 today. I can feel it, man. Is that good? I don't know.
He plays a lot of golf. Can you tell?
What is that a good handicap?
Yeah, it's a good handicap. Yeah.
Just like your autism. It's pretty good. You can count pencils if you drop them. But
Bro.
yeah, we're going to end it right there. Aaron, thanks for being here. Jordan, rest in peace, Bruce Kernigan. Donnie Mae, thank you for showing up and just, man,
Asking your weird questions.
it's like looking at a Greek god.
I can't wait for y'all to text Bruce and be like, bro, you've been replaced.
You're gone. Well,
Donnie Mae.
I mean, I got to sign off on it first because I totally had a whole different expectation of what this was before I came in
this
there.
is a fun
And then it
podcast.
just went straight off the rails.
He said it.
So I've been sitting back
You're
here
done. You're never
dumbfounded
coming
more than
back. You're not bringing up off the rails no more.
10 points.
I'm trying to
IQ
have
is lower.
fun. But hey, we thank y'all for listening. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, send donations to John Howard, not Aaron Clark. And we'll see y'all next time.
Thanks for listening, and remember, the smoke may settle, but the embers stay lit. This was the Gunpowder, Propane, and Jesus podcast, where stories ignite, spirits rise, and the fire never quits.